Any lingering takeaways from Bedlam?
Yeah, I thought we had a nice job in the first period, and, being ready to wrestle, picking up takedowns late in the period, picking up takedowns during the period. Just a good job of setting the pace in our matches. Did a good job of getting off bottom. Did a good job of the bonus points, paying attention. There's a couple of matches that went with the rules the way they are. Went from a tight match to a major decision quickly, and so, feet to back at the end of the period is worth 7 points, and so we saw that at 57, 11-2 decision. We saw it somewhere else. Might have been Braden Thompson's with the back points. Didn't get a takedown, but the back points. So, yeah, I thought we hammered away and did a good job. It wasn't perfect, Some of those guys held on to those first period takedowns, and like Spratley and a couple of those guys. But they need to learn how to win right now, I think, So I'm not too discouraged by, by anything, just as we go forward, we're going to have to recognize what is it going to take for us, Seems like the last couple of years, we've been focusing on getting people to the NCAA championships. We need to focus on finishing the top 8 individually, not getting to the championship. So, and that is where, we got to extend those scores out and not hang on to one takedown. But good effort overall. The whole weekend was good, I thought. It's nice to. It's nice that we in a position to be able to win both those dual meets with 2 guys out. That's good.
With as young as this group.
And I will say that OU had 1 out, I think, and Lehigh had 1 out. So I don't want to take away what they could have done if they had them, but anyway, we did a nice job with 2 of our starters out.
With as young as this group is and as fast as they seem to be growing, is this a fun group to coach?
It's I don't know if fun's the word. It's rewarding. I mean, it's from the standpoint if you see the development a little bit quicker in some of these young guys. You've got 4 freshmen out there, 25 and 41, 49, 74. I mean, you look at it and you're like, let's keep this thing rolling and making sure we're developing. I thought 149 just seemed to lose a little bit of its composure in both matches, Lehigh and OU. And the good thing is you guys have been around the wrestling long enough. You get to see that, I mean, guy taking the lead and having a little bit of problem in Lehigh finishing the match, and then just kind of went blank on us in OU. But that's not really a reflection of Jordan's work ethic up to this point. I mean, he's been really pretty consistent, pretty driven. And so just patient with him, and his days are going to come. I really believe that for him.
With Jordan, you've had a couple of guys who go for big things, like a Cade Brock. Goes for a big thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Do you try and rein that in? Do you let him be how he is?
Yeah. You don't need to kamikaze. Just slow down, buddy. Sometimes I think he gets in the moment, and rather than staying solid, it does some things that can get you hurt. Mm-hmm. He's lucky he's not really hurt. Looked like he landed on his neck and it looked like he got knocked out there for a second, you know. Anyway, just need to continue to work with him and find his balance. He's in a good place right now, and we just need to take advantage of that right now and keep moving towards what we need him to do as far as technically and emotionally in the match, and needs to grow as we go forward from here. And these guys got a chance to do that. You know, I mean, we got. I mean, if you look at the schedule, we have probably the best schedule we've had. I don't know. It's been a long time. I mean, it's just one after another matches that are competitive. You know, and you know, and so maybe a little bit, you know, where it's over scheduled, but just it's the layout. It's the way it is. I'm glad we don't run from anyone.
John, what did you see different in Reese Whitcraft's Sunday duel or Sunday match to his friend?
Well, I just think that he came out and just thinking he's wrestling number one guy. I guess guy's a freshman. Doesn't mean he's not good. It just come on. You know, you left too much on the mat. You gave too much respect. And, Reese is, yeah, just the effort didn't seem to be there. I don't know whether we've seen that in him at times, and I get tired of seeing it. You know, you've got some real skill, and you have some real danger to you. You know, take advantage of it. And I think that OU, I think different guy. You know, and he was real aggressive. Chased near falls, chased a pin at the end. You know, he chased bonus points. I was real pleased that he bounced back and had a good match in Norman. But I think he lost some opportunity wrestling the number one guy in the country. What they say, right? I think he lost some opportunity in leaving a little bit on the mat. So I'm sure glad we got Reese. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure glad we got him. He's played an important role for us, 25 and 33.
John, on Sunday you mentioned you thought you guys were winning with your will more than your skill. Is that something that just takes time with a young group like that, or?
Well, I think that's just something you know we all want to have, right? I mean, we'd all like to have. You got to have the will, even if you have the skill. You know, I mean, you got to have some guts and some kick-ass attitude. You know, to be any good in this sport. You know, and so yeah, we had a lot of will. You know, I think it's boy, you can tie that into some skill, and all of a sudden you're running pretty deep into each match was with scoring, you know, and so I thought we saw a lot of will this past weekend, and really good to see from the standpoint of just still a little bit unsure of what you got. You didn't get a good measure from Vegas because of injuries. You know, finishing ninth, and it's like, oh boy. And so I think these two matches really helped me see what I have, and I walk away with respect that we can be a lot better, but we left a lot on the mat, and this for now I'm okay with it, but as we go forward, you can't leave much on the mat if you're going to really chase an opportunity to be on the platform.
How do you get younger guys like that to unlock that within themselves over the stretch of the season?
I just stay focused on it. You know, don't cripple yourself by you know, the way you think. Make sure you're thinking in a way that is giving you a look at what the possibilities are. You know. I think this is I think we got a lot of possibility with this group, you know, from the point of just, you know, being really competitive right now in dual meets.
You could instruct Troy. I mean, how have you seen him just this early in the season?
Same as you've seen him, right? How you guys see him?
We're flipping it around now.
Hmm?
We're flipping it around now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. We see him score in the first period, and one last weekend with one takedown in the first period. That's okay, you know. I think he's really excited about winning for Oklahoma State, you know. And I think that's a little bit more important to him than anything else right now. But just kind of remember, we'd rather see you know, make sure we're not running it down to the end every time, you know. So I'm okay with what he's done up to this point. He's been pretty competitive. Vegas wasn't a bad tournament. It showed us a lot. There's a lot to work with there, and there's a really good attitude. I really enjoy just spending time with him because he's got a good attitude, good spirit about him, and really wants to be good. And so, but you got to listen, and you got to stretch yourself out a little bit. I don't think in either one of those matches that really needed to be a one takedown match. I think what did we win in Norman? 4-1, and then Lehigh was 4-2. You know, I think these guys had some success and had won some matches, ranked. You know, but I mean, it's kind of like we get into these rankings, and it's like, okay, I don't want to be celebrating 20th. You know, so do you even count when you're at 20? You know, if you're in the national tournament, 20 is, it's like going 2 for 2 and you're out. You know, anything lower than that, it's like going 1 for 2. You know, if you even, you know, or 0 for 2. You know, so just. Let's move up. Let's make sure we're tangling with the guys that make the difference. But for right now, you got to win. You got to find ways to win, and I'm okay with it. Just make sure we learn as we learn and gain experience as you go through your season. And his next couple of matches are competitive, I think. Yeah. Wyoming and then North Carolina State, real competitive.
You mentioned injuries a couple times. How are those guys doing? Is Tegan all right? And he seemed to get banged up a little bit towards the end of his match as well.
Well, I think, you know, they were serious enough that they're going to be held out. You know, and for Luke, for a little bit of a length of time, I think. You know, I mean, when I say that, I mean the rest of the month of December, maybe, you know. But I'm not too worried about it in December. December 13th. So what? February 13th? January 13th? Yeah. Right now, I mean, just let's get it healed up, whatever time we need. I think he could. I mean, I think actually Luke will probably travel with us to Wyoming. I mean, yeah, I think he's not too far off. But we got time. That's the nice thing. We're not pressing, and a little bit more. You know, it's kind of a little bit more injury than I hoped for. You know, and some of them are just a little bit more of an injury than I hoped for. I think Vegas, when you take 10 guys, that tournament, and as tough as it was this year, I think everybody probably was a little bit banged up, not just us. So it was physical, and you know, Saturday morning, guys wrestled 3 matches. I mean, that was too many, you know, and those 3 matches were quality people, you know, and so. I don't think Tegan got hurt because of Vegas. I think Tegan got hurt because he didn't react off the whistle. So he'll be fine. I mean, just a little time. We got time.